Hey guys, welcome back. Hope you're having a fantastic day. Let's switch it up today. Consider it switched. So some of the comments, not a lot of them, but some people left some comments. Why do you make World of Tanks videos if you're not going to talk about the World of Tanks game that you show? Yesterday you talked about your close encounter with some magpies. And the day before you talked about nature. What's up with that? Well, if you want to just have 100% World of Tanks commentary, there's other channels you can watch. I can talk about whatever I want. Just, I enjoy just sharing this time and talking about whatever the hell. Because, I mean, really, like, how important is this? You can watch and stuff. Shit happens. It's pretty much the same over and over again, right? But hey, how many times do you have a close encounter with a magpie? It was an interesting, that was a true story, by the way. If you watched yesterday's video, that was a true story. I believe that the world is much more, no, that's the wrong way of putting it. Let me carefully formulate what I'm going to say. That the complexity of the universe is far beyond our capability to understand how complex the universe is. We do our best, but I believe that we understand a tiny sliver of its complexity, but are arrogant enough to think that we understand a large portion of it. That's my opinion. And of course, I'm right. The point being that we think we're smart and we think we understand everything because we're smart, but we understand a tiny inkling, like one grain of sand amongst all the grains of sand on Earth. That's how much we know. And how much we understand about existence. It's just the way it is, and it's because we are. It would be like an amoeba in a drop of water, living in your goldfish bowl. How much? You live in Mudwater, Arkansas. You have a goldfish bowl, and there's an amoeba floating around in a one drop of that water in the goldfish bowl. How much does that amoeba understand about surfing in Australia? That's how much we understand about the universe. It's because we're on this tiny little rock orbiting a small, medium ball of fusion in a galaxy of millions and millions of other similar objects amongst an infinite number of galaxies in a space that we can't comprehend. So, come on. Who are you kidding, right? What are we going to understand? Let's face it, the average person doesn't even understand how to play this game, right? The average human doesn't even know the basics of something like World of Tanks, even though they spend 7 hours a day concentrating on it. The average human can spend 7 hours a day playing this game and suck, but we understand the universe. Yeah, sure. So, my stories, that's why I'm fascinated by things like the magpie story that I told yesterday. And people will just blurt out or just anecdotally say, oh, they were squawking because of this, or that's their nature, or it's a mating ritual, or, we'll have blurt out some explanation. Oh yeah, this is because of blah, blah, blah. As if we understand. I'm not going to repeat the video yesterday, but the magpies did something. And of course, as humans, we'll say, well, they did it because of this. We don't know. We absolutely have no idea. But we trivialize and minimize everything around us as just, they don't know. I'm on Facebook. I know. And it's my contention that something as like a magpie could be more intelligent than a human. Oh, but Klaus, we've evolved. The reason we're so intelligent is because we can walk upright. That's what my science teacher told me in 1973 when I was in school. Because we can walk on two legs, unlike other animals. That sets us apart. Chickens can walk on two legs. Oh no, but it's because we have an opposable thumb. That's why. Really? That's why we're intelligent? Oh no, it's because of our brain size. It's really big. An elephant has a bigger brain than us. Oh no, it's not the size. It's the ratio between our brain size and our mass. That proportion. That's why we're super intelligent. Well, there's a couple of animals that have a larger ratio between their brain mass and their body mass. A magpie has a bigger brain to body ratio than a human. You know what else has a bigger massive brain to body? An ant. An ant, 1/3 of an ant is its head. And inside that head is its brain matter. Oh, but that's not actually a brain. Well, what is it? An asshole? No. An ant has the biggest brain to body mass ratio of all creatures we know. How smart can ants be? They live in colonies. They build their own home. They get along. Thousands of them live together and work together for the benefit of their society. And they work together to build their home and gather food and survive. They must be really stupid. They probably are the most intelligent creatures. They're more intelligent than us. We don't do that. We don't all work together to build a safe home for the benefit of all of us and collect food so that we're all working together and surviving. We don't do that. That's right, Marty. So, anyways, I digress. But what I'm saying is that how do we generalize this so that the average World of Tanks player will understand? I know my viewers, you are not average World of Tanks players. You are sophisticated, intelligent people. But for an average World of Tanks viewer, how do you summarize it? Well, we have no freaking idea what's going on. Almost none. We try our best to understand, but we don't. We don't understand infinitely more than we do understand. And that doesn't mean that the things that we do understand aren't. We understand some pretty important things. We do. That's why I can talk to you from here, and you're on the other side of the world. And it has to do with satellites. And it has to do with physics. And it has to do with some of the things that Einstein figured out. That's why satellites know where you are and what time it is. where you are and where I am, and why this all works. It has a little bit to do with some theories that he came up with that most people don't understand, which are no longer theories, which are facts. Now, that's besides the point. That's besides the point. What's the point? What is the point? That's the question. What is the point? You guys know what the point is? What's the point? That's what I want you to consider today. What is the point? That's a very difficult question to answer. The point, there is no one point. There are many different points. For you, the point is different than the point is for me. And it's different than someone else's point. Their point. What's their point? We all have different points. We do. Your point doesn't match my point. My point doesn't match someone else's point. We all have different points. That's the point for everyone is different. And isn't that amazing? The point for everyone is different, but everyone wants to make their point. I just want to make my point here. I want you to understand my point. I'm right and you're not. That's not the point. That's a bad point. That point will never work. Try and explain that to the ants. What's the point? The point is everything they do is for the benefit of them as a group. That's their point. If you interviewed any ant, that's what they would tell you. What's the point, ant? Well, the point is for us to gather up as much food and things we need and bring it back and live happily in our little nest. That's the point. And their brain to body size is way larger than ours. We could learn something from them, can't we? No, you know what we do? We hire people to come and exterminate them because I saw a few of them running around underneath the refrigerator. Let me call someone and he can come and poison them. What's the point? I don't like them. They're creepy. Okay. That explains everything. That explains our point. Where do we stack up? That's the question for you in the comment section. Where do humans stack up in the grand scheme of things? What's the point? We could go on, this discussion can go on and on and on and on. Hopefully it's made you think, maybe try and understand things from a different point of view, so view things from a different angle, and not always from you out, but maybe from out to you. Do the switcheroo. That rhymed, I know. Try and do the switcheroo, it's healthy. Now the point here is, what is the point? Let's see. Let's witness it together.
Penetration. Enemy vehicle destroyed.
That's the point. Tier 2, 11 kills. More damage than the rest of his team combined. What's the point? The point is Wargaming made a profit. That's the point. I'll catch you all on the next one.